use anyone. So what do we kind of notice that we left here? Let's see some answers. Yeah, we left 2 data wicks, okay? So we have a data high right here because it was formed off the news, and we have a data low. So I would say these are 2 both pretty significant data lows and data highs. So now what do we do? We wait for, yeah. So we want to wait till one of these gets hit, and then we look for the opposite way. So let's say the data high hits first, and then we get a short. We go to the data low, or we hit the data low first. We wait for we look for a long setup to the data high. Now, do we need to get a long setup right here, exactly where this is circled? No, not at all. Okay. We could literally get the long setup down here. All right. We don't have to get it right here. So just because I'm saying, oh, we could get it here, doesn't mean we're going to get it there. We could get it lower. So just keep that in mind. Obviously, the best case scenario would be from like right below that, because why would that be a good scenario? Why would it be better if we got like right below? Yeah, good reaction. What else? Yeah, we'd be more bullish. Um, because I know, like, if we're coming off a soup, that's just more bullish rather than if we went down here, right? So if this was like a soup and then we got a setup, that would just be much better, in my opinion. So, does that make sense, everyone? If any of the new people are confused, just let me know. I don't start from scratch in these streams, so make sure you watch my bootcamp or something. um, must be. Well, Dems. Here's the thing. Why could a setup inside of this data high and data low potentially fail? Yeah, like if we get along, it might not work and we might go to data low. You just don't know with these 2 voids. Again, the reason why these are such strong magnets is because there's a lot of leftover orders that don't actually get filled on these wicks. Okay, because it's a news wick. So if we get like a long down here, it might fail and we might go to the data low. So you just want to wait for one of them hits because it's like a double bias. And no, Ravat, we do not. Yeah, I'm trying to watch that Portugal France game today. No, I did not abstract. Again, this is just not really good short. I mean, there's a data high above. I know it's a 30-second inverse, but it just doesn't make sense to short. And if it works, right, I'm gonna have no FOMO. I don't really care if this works. Hey, everyone, say happy birthday to Delinquent. How old are you turning? 80? 28. Hey, congratulations, man. Everyone say happy birthday. I have a feeling there's gonna be a lot of people on stream today, so I'm gonna try to be very professional and straightforward. We honestly could get more than 600. I'm not gonna lie. So again, we're just gonna wait for now. Now, let me ask you a question. We had this 30-second short, and it technically is bearish. Do you guys agree? Agree or no? Agree or disagree? Yes, we agree. This is bearish. It's the 30-second for reality gap, right? So we could assume, okay, this is going to bring us to data low. It's just not a setup I'd ever take because, again, there's a data high above. So this is kind of, what do we do in this situation? Exactly. We tape read it. So we're just tape reading this. Again, we're not in this position. Not really. I mean, it's something you can mark. So if someone just asked if we go to the 50% of this data wick, does it matter? Um, Not really. I mean, it's something you can mark, like I said, but I more care. I more care about the data low and data high being hit first, not really the 50% of this wick, because that's not going to tell me anything, if that makes sense. Would you rather look at the high? I don't really know. Um, I don't know if the high or low is going to be hit first. I will say gun to my head, probably the high, just because why do I think that? Again, it doesn't really mean anything. I could be wrong. I don't really care. But I would say the high just because we're at all-time highs. So I mean bullish bias until you're proven wrong, but that's the gun to my head. But like I said, I don't really know. Um it could go both ways. And does it really matter if I'm right or wrong whether the high or low hits first? Yeah, it doesn't matter literally all. If we hit the lows and respect the 4-hour free value gap, would that be an A plus setup? So like if we hit this low right here and then got some sort of long setup on like the 1 to maybe 2-3 minute time frame right here, then yes, that would be an A plus setup if we got that. But we're not really close to getting that. FOMO, not really. Someone said there's a euro one setter for life. No, there's not. Oh wait, yeah, you're right. There is. It's a 1 minute. So technically, this would be a one setter for life in euro because we swept this 830 high, and then we got this inverse. But again, I don't really like Forex or trade it. Even this long doesn't look that bad. I don't know. I don't like Forex at all. I hate it. The problem with Forex is the times are different. I feel like London's better, and I'm just not awake for that. So I don't really like it. Also, for anyone new here, do I use DXY? No, I do not use DXY to determine the bias for NQ. I just think it doesn't really help me. So I'll check DXY occasionally, but doesn't really help me with the bias at all. Started from the bottom, yes. No trades if none of them are hit. Is there an SMT? Let me check. Ooh, there is an SMT. So there is a bullish SMT here. But again, I don't like long off SMTs with data lows below them or data wicks because again, you gotta understand the science behind this wick right here is there's a lot of unfilled orders. So an SMT doesn't really account for those unfilled orders, and it's like a void. Like I said, it's like a 1 second void. So it's just I don't really trust an SMT off of that. But is this an SMT? Technically, yes, it is. Yeah, and just a reminder for those who don't know what an SMT is, you can see that you can see that NQU did not hit this low right here. Okay, this low is not hit, but you can see ES did hit the low right here. So it's a bullish SMT. But like I said, I don't really like an SMT with data wicks. It doesn't really. I don't really have as much trust in them. So. Dude, someone just asked me for another free. They go, "Hello, can I get a free trial?" And I go, "Yes." Click the link, and they said it says no access. And I know I knew it was gonna say that because this person was daydreaming. And I don't know if you guys remember daydreaming. And I go, "Yeah, because you already used it." Then she goes, "Can I get another one? I'm still trying to learn." No, not giving people two free trials. That's just like abusing the system. Also, you're not going to learn in a week. That's the problem with a free trial. That's why I don't like the free trial, but I don't know. Yeah, I was so nice to her. I was kind of explaining an entry. The first IFG entry we get that I like, I'm gonna explain it to all the new people like very, very slowly. Yeah, crypto. Let me think about that. I'll let you know, all right? So I don't know if you guys saw that Bitcoin call out, but I actually called that Bitcoin short in chat, or sorry, in the Gold Forex channel, which I don't really use that much anymore, just because I really haven't been liking it recently. But let's do a little quiz here. Why was Bitcoin a good short? Not LRLR, no. There wasn't any LRLR. I mean, yeah, technically there kind of was. Right here. Why was Bitcoin a good short? That's your quiz question. Yeah, we had an untapped 4 hour down here, unbalanced fair value gaps down here. But the main reason is because, again, we violated this obvious daily free rally gap. Now, I don't use this as an entry, of course, because it's on the daily, but I use this for bias. And what do you say this is fairly obvious relative to the candles around it? Yes or no? Here, we'll do a little poll. I ran answer this poll. Is this for rally gap obvious? Yeah, 1 minute. Okay, we're gonna show results. Okay, 61%, 61 people said yes. Okay, 6,300% people said yes. 0% said no. Good job. So I would say this is fairly obvious relative to the candles around it. We don't really have any fair value gaps, and this is the only one. So, and it's like decently noticeable. So, I would say this is obvious. Looks like demand. No, this is not demand. If you think this is demand, I'm very sorry for you. But anyways, you know, this is obvious, and then we broke it, and that's when I posted. Right, I wanted that when I saw that break right here. I said, okay, I'm looking for that sell side. Right, I said want sell side in Bitcoin since this inverse to the downside. So fairly obvious. Wanted the sell side. Now we did have equal highs and low resistance liquidity above, but we were consolidating so much here that I figured we'd get some sort of AMD or something to the downside, even if these were hit later. So I don't really care about those that much. So I obviously wanted that short. Okay. And again, it's very obvious. It gets violated very quickly. And let's say you want an entry. Well, what would you rate this entry here? Well, not okay. See, the internal liquidity thing on the daily chart, don't use that. There's no point. Like the internal liquidity is just, I want to do that rule on the daily. Just because it's the daily chart. I feel like that doesn't matter. That's only for like 1 to 3 minute setups. Yeah, without that, I would give this like an A setup because we want the sell side. Why do we want the sell side though? Like, what's so important about this low? Why are stops there though? Yeah, it's inside of a higher time frame for rally gap. So when we get that long right here off of this fair value gap right here, people place their stop losses beneath that gap or beneath that low that bounce off that gap, right? So when we go back in the sell side of the curve, I know this is going to be a good target. All right. NQ tanking. Yeah, dude, just dropped 10 points. That's definitely taking. I'm just kidding. So yeah, that's why that was a good trade. So Bitcoin pretty nice in the daily. Uh um if like I don't know, I think this could be a really good long setup. Yeah, if we get like some sort of really good long, I'd definitely take it. We're in deep discount. We just swapped the weekly sell side. I think the long setup could definitely work here. But you just need to see one first. Haven't quite tapped that 50% yet. Again, doesn't really mean anything to me, but What trade? I just use a Tradeify one. English Summer, did you go five? You only need like 30 points for 5 cons. There's no way your TP shouldn't have been hit unless you placed it way down below. Gold, what fair value gap are you talking about? No, both shorts were hit exactly the same. Did you click close the position? You should have done close all. You always place a limit, but you always have your mouse on the close all just in case. You want to do it at the same time. 4 hour? This is just like such a horrible place to be in. I mean, all-time highs, SMT, data low. Like, yeah, long until it doesn't work. I agree, but this definitely looks like a spot I wouldn't want to be in. I want to see like I feel like it'd be hard to expand from here. If that makes sense. I mean, we expanded so much here on Tuesday that like I feel like we definitely could are do some for some consolidation. So, um I'm gonna be very careful because I know we expanded. Like this is you guys don't understand. This is a huge move. Usually after these big moves, we get a lot of consolidation and then another move. So I'm just gonna be very careful. 3 minute long. Yeah, I think the 3 or 2 minute looks good. Again, um, obviously not valid because we're in two data lows and highs, but are we going to tape read this? Yeah, 100%. This is a good tape read. But you don't really want to trade anything until one of these data highs or lows are hit. Bro, who the hell is long and who the hell is streaming coffee and chill? What's going on in there? What is your view? Okay, what's your view if ES only takes the data? Is that okay in one setup for life scenarios? Yes, if you trade ES, but I don't trade ES. So if you trade ES and you see the one setup for life in ES, then NQ doesn't matter. SMTY trading and what do you mean, Pico? Is today a good day for TJF? Let me see. I would say no, but I guess yeah. Let's see. So TJF for anyone who doesn't know. Yeah, it actually is. Wow. So TJF for anyone who doesn't know. See, the problem with showing you guys this video is you guys are gonna think it's TJF every single day. every single Friday, but if anyone's interested in learning this, you can watch this video right here that I just put in the comments. So that's TJF. Basically, TJF, if we expand the whole week, which we clearly expanded here, we have a green candle here, green candle here, green candle here. Okay. If we expand Tuesday, Wednesday, wait a minute. Where the hell is the Thursday candle? Okay, maybe not. Yeah, but it wasn't a. I thought it was a half day. Yeah, I don't know. There's no Thursday candle, so I guess they combine days. So I would say yeah, TJF is in play because we have a green candle, green candle, green candle. So you'd want to see us retrace to the 0.7, I think it is. Nope, 0.3. So we could get a retracement to the 0.3 because of that. Does the holiday mess this up? Yeah, it definitely does a little bit. I'm not sure because technically this is actually not a TJF because of the holiday. So I don't know. But typically on like a TJF, if we expand Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we retrace back to the 30%. We retrace back to this 0.3 of the move. How was usually your performance in July and August? I don't think it was terrible last year. I remember August last year. I think that was one of my worst months, August last year. But July was really good. I remember July was really good, and then August kind of slowed down a little bit, dried up, volume dried up. But July, I remember last year was very, very good. If you're an OG of my stream, you remember July, dude. July was insane. Ugh. What am I doing tomorrow? What's tomorrow? Saturday. I'm going to I gotta go to my grandparents for do you guys know what like a labyrinth is? It's like in the ground. It's like not like a memorial, but it's not the labyrinth that you're thinking of. Not like Maze Runners. Like this. This is what I'm talking about. So something like this, and we're going to a park that they dedicated to my nana who passed away a few years ago. So I gotta go to like a ceremony tomorrow and see that. But and then I think we're doing fireworks or something. Well, it's not like a maze. You follow it. So where'd my Datawix go? Why not 50%? Because that's what ICT says the 30. You're trying to go shorts or TJ Ryan's? Oh, the bar. Tomorrow night I might be able to. I'll let you know. I gotta catch up on a lot of content though. I'll let you know. I might be able to. I'm going to next Tuesday and Wednesday, I'm going to Copa America. I'm going to the semifinal game with August. He's in this Discord. Is August he here? He's been a member of my Discord for a while, and he said he would come. And I'm going with, and Tanya is going too. So me, Tanya, and August, we have a spot it's at MetLife Stadium. So should be fun. But Tuesday morning, I'm probably gonna leave. I don't know, maybe around 9 or 10. So I will still stream. Obviously, it just might be off my phone, and or maybe I could have like a more come up and share his screen or something, and I'll just do the talking. But and then Wednesday, I'll probably stream from the hotel before I leave. So the country's in New Jersey. It's in New Jersey. Well, U.S. I asked in chat if anyone wanted to go for the Copa America game, but it was at like night, so I don't think a lot of people saw it. But August is the only one who said he would. So no, I'm not in Florida. So when Amora, so for the people who, a lot of people in Amora stream, there was only like 360 people at max in Amora stream. I think it was 400 one day, but it was mostly like 300, 360. Was there any reason why like some of you guys didn't join his stream? Like, cause Friday, I think only like 350 people joined, and usually there's like 500. And Friday was like the probably gonna be the best day of the month if I had to imagine. But like, I don't know why you guys didn't join Friday. That's probably gonna be that Friday setup. Literally set me up this whole week. Like, because that Friday setup, I don't need to trade today. Like, I literally don't need to. I probably don't even need to trade next Monday. But that like made up for a lot of setups. But yeah, Friday was just amazing. I just the Friday trade was just incredible. For anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about, um, it was this trade right here. So it was like so I call on stream. I'm like, this is also looks like a 2022 model, right? So we were bouncing from this, and I obviously didn't long this because I don't. That's not my model. And then we got this 1 minute fair value gap to the upside, and I'm like, oh my god. So I said in chat, I go, I'm long in this. There's just no way I'm not saying anything. So in chat, I said I'm long in this, and obviously a lot of us held till the data highs. Just a nasty, nasty trade right there. Just super easy, worked right away. Um, I can't believe how quickly that worked. I'll usually like go like I'll add like 50% size. Usually only paying. So yeah, very, very good setup right there. I think today could be funded. By the way, me and Lewis made up. Well, we never made up, but we've been DMing. Um, yes, I still think you should credit me at some point, but um, we're chilling now. So if you see him like commenting my stuff, just don't say anything or bad. Well, he was my student, and he never really credited me ever. Never says anything about me, and he like banned people who never said anything about or who asked about me. But again, I don't really care. We're cool now. I might meet up with him if he said he's coming to New York. I might meet up with him. We'll see. Don't worry about it if you don't know who. Yeah, he was my student. He's in my Discord for about 3 months. He was in my live streams every single day. Never said a word. But like I said, we're cool now. I don't really care. What happened to Jevin? I'm not sure. Yeah, you guys are bound to get ads off of him on Instagram, honestly. Because if you look at my content, it's gonna recommend his probably. Yeah, Liz. So we're trying to. Really waiting for this data high and data low to be taken out right now. I'll probably reiterate this a few times today, but for any new here, again, you're not here for signals. I might not signal anything. I might signal something. It just I don't know. What I try to do is I try to rate the setups. So like for example, I'd give this a probably a C setup because even though like again the sweep is there, the IFG is there, but one it's not that obvious, and two we're in between two major liquidity pools. So I'll try to rate the setups live time. I'll be like, oh, this is an A setup, this is an A plus setup, this is a B setup, so you can kind of get a gist to what the setup is. Um, Looks like this is a one setup for life on Bitcoin. So, do you guys see this signature and price right here? See how this could be something similar we could get on NQ? Look at that. Perfect. Look how beautiful this is. One setup for life, perfectly playing out. So, see the do you guys see like what I want on NQ kind of? It's the same idea. Where did the crypto channel go? I deleted it because no one was talking in it. Is it not risky? Is it not risky because it's the first leg? No, it's not. I mean, this is V-shaped recovery. Both these fair value gaps were inversed. Um, and by the way, you guys, some new people are probably wondering, oh, I thought it had to be singular inverse. Well, there's not a singular inverse on the 2, and there's 2 inverses on the 1. So this still looks good enough to where the stop loss still isn't that bad, which is why I do the rule of the singular one. So here you could use 2. And from liquidity point of view, again, this is a data low. We've seen us get long setups from here before. It makes sense to go back up here. And that's just from liquidity. So the IPGs is just your entry. What is the symbol for Bitcoin on trade? It's just Bitcoin USDT. When do I recommend going on the second chart? I recommend going the second chart if you have a lot of conviction in like a high hitting. So let's say really, really think this is gonna hit, but I see no 1 minute setup to it. And I see something that could be potential 30. So let's see, like I see like a down move here and then a quick up move, but there's no 1 minute gap. I'll check the 30-second to see if it's an IVG. So Bitcoin left equal lows. Yes, I still think this was worth it. And I do not see any equal lows here anyways, so there's no equal lows here. Oh, the 5 minute entry too. Yeah, that was good. Right here. So yeah. When do you wait for manipulation leg before an entry? If we get like a really, really, really big down or up move, like just, I mean like instant like this, I try not to take that first inversion for rally gap here. Okay. I try to wait for a manipulation leg if possible. So like this and then an inversion. But that's only if we get like instantly dump or instantly pump. If that makes sense. Did I join this? So I joined this server the other day and it was basically like a leak server. So like I don't even know. Like people like put the courses out for like a lower price or whatever. But it's all like fraud, okay, basically. Like they could get in a lot of trouble if I did anything about it, which I'm probably not going to. Um and the people paying in trouble, I can do that as well. But anyways, I joined as a joke and they're like trying to get 10 people to buy my thing or whatever. So I'm like, I was commenting, oh, I'll buy, and they didn't realize it was me until someone said, oh, that's that real DD. And they started like, I started getting like a conversation like, why am I here? Like, what am I doing? I was like, oh, I'm just having fun, man. And then I ended up getting banned like an hour later. But anyways, there's probably someone in the stream right now live streaming one screen for like 10 people. And the funny thing is, a lot of those 10, I guarantee you 9 of those 10 people are going to fail. Because I used to do the same shit, bro. Like, I'm not new to this. But I can't snitch them. I don't know who it is. But there's definitely someone live streaming for multiple people here. But like I said, they're going to have, I guarantee you there's at least 10 new people in here who have no idea what I've been talking about this whole morning so far because they have no idea how ICT works. They have no idea how IPGs work. They've never watched my YouTube videos. They've never done anything. They don't put in the work. So they're probably like, what is he talking about? What is he talking about? C setup? What is this box? What is like? They're probably just so confused. Right? That's why I don't start from scratch on this stream. This is um and get right into it, you know? That's why I hate alerting trades because like I'll give out free money and these people are taking it blindly without even like having any reason. Like they just take it and they have no idea why. So it's definitely interesting. But anyways, I don't really care. They're gonna fail anyways. So it's 3 years they won't be here. Yeah, so what they do is they try to buy every course in existence, and that's what really f's you up if you do that. Um, and 99% of the courses on that Discord are bullshit. I was looking at like Romeo's courses on them, just a bunch of BS stuff, but they're all gonna fail. A lot of them are gonna fail for sure. Yeah, Aaron, that I've thought about that before. Like a code word to take like a wrong trade and just see how many people take it. Man, that would. There was one time last week or 2 weeks ago where I said, "Okay, guys, I'm taking this to be funny," and I said, "How many other people are gonna take this?" And everyone's subbing like, "No, no, no, zero, zero, zero," because it was like a horrible trade, and I was just like seeing if anyone would copy me. So, it's like this. All right, guys, I'm gonna long this right now. All right, I'm taking a long here. How many people are gonna long this with me? Type one. Anyone? It's like that. Like what in the world is it? Like this isn't even a setup. So like I said, I did that last week, and I typed how many people are gonna long this, and they're all like zero, zero, zero. Why are you longing this? And I'm like, good job, that was a test because that's not my model, you know. So it's just it it helps because it creates a connection in your brain, like, oh, this isn't even a model. What am I doing here, you know? So, but yeah, if anyone is confused on my strategy, go to my YouTube, go to this, go to playlist, and then go to, if you have no idea what you're doing, watch this boot camp. But this is my strategy playlist is really the one you want to watch right here. So this one right here, if you have no idea what you're doing. Very funny, Noah. Dad, you do? Yes, I do make money from YouTube, but it's complete ass. Like it's like 500 a month. It's horrible. It pays for gas, sure, we'll say that. Does it pay for my taxes? Absolutely not. Yeah, and it adds taxes. So we got an inversion set up here, right here. Okay, this 3 minute. I probably give this a B setup. Um, Again, B setup because we're in between two liquidity pools. But has a setup like this? Have you seen a setup like this work between two liquidity pools before? Yes. Have you also seen it fail before? Yep, exactly. So this is just one of those setups that I've seen something like this work before. I've also seen it fail before. So that's just what I feel about this setup. That's why it's a B setup. It's not an A plus setup where I'm like, yeah, this mostly works. I hardly ever see this fail. Mm, Now, is there an SMT here? Let me check. I'm looking for like a 1 minute SMT maybe. Okay, there's no 1 minute SMT here. Just wanted to check because if there was a 1 minute SMT, I'd probably give this like a B plus, but there's no SMT, so. Yep, New York Open in 7 minutes. I never felt confident about our trades until I learned a very nice ruler. So you just need a one trade. Unremorseful. If I'm looking for a 1 minute long, a 1 minute SMT is probably the best, or like a 30-second SMT. I need time frame lower. If I'm looking for like a daily long, then I want a daily SMT. A 1 minute SMT really isn't going to tell me much for a daily time frame. What's the correlation with crude oil? DXY? Or, I mean, I don't know what I would say. Like to look for SMTs. Yeah, you can use DXY with gold. Yes, or unremorseful, exactly. US CAD is one. All right. Yes, I only look for SMTs off of swing lows and swing highs. An SMT that's not a swing low or swing high does not make sense. So again, it has to be a swing low, it has to be a swing low, or it has to be a swing high. Which again, if you don't know what a swing high and swing low is, you probably should not be in my live stream. You should watch my boot camp. How many contracts do I do for the 250K evals? I do. It depends on the stop loss. Oh, for like the pass on account, I think I do like 12 or 13. I think 13. You just go half of whatever you can use. So Tennessee, Dave, it doesn't matter in this scenario. Yeah, 13 minis. Okay, I'm gonna do a little poll here. By the way, I'm gonna do a discount soon for anyone wondering. 50% off 2 months discount. I don't know what, probably next week, but that'll be my only discount all summer. So, not doing another discount for a while. All right, are you new? Answer this in the poll. Rome, I think you can. I think you can discount it for. You can add it for 2 months. Okay, are you new? So it looks like we got 39 new votes. So for you, 39 people, or 41, 42, it's probably gonna go up to like at least 50. I just want to say welcome, and half of you are gonna give up. That's all. All right. I just wanted to say that. Isn't that such an inspirational speech? I'll do that poll again if we get like 600 people in here, because I know there's gonna be people that joined open like, oh, where's my signal? You know. So again, what are we doing right now? What is this setup? Yes, we're going to tape read the setup. So I'm gonna take the setup, okay, to show people. Now I'm actually gonna we're gonna do something interesting. So watch this. Just to make it, I want to make it more realistic. So we're gonna go on a eval Tradeify account right now. Okay, I'm gonna show you what I do. So So this is a B setup, okay? We have an IFG, we have a data low, data high. Now, this is a good liquidity pool. This is a good liquidity pool, but the direction is shown going here. So it's a B setup because we have liquidity pool on both sides. So I'm going to calculate my risk. I'm going to get in this trade, all right? I'm going to do create limit. I'm going to risk about 150 because I'm comfortable with risking about 200. So I'm going to risk about 150 here. I'm going to get in, all right? And how do I change that? Oh, there we go. So I'm going to get in. I'm risking about 150. Why am I risking 150? Again, no, this is like an education alert. This is actually doesn't, I'm not going to count this or anything, but I'm risking 150 because again, my stop loss is a close below the candle, and I don't know if it's going to close below. And we have open in a minute, so theoretically the candle could go like this and then back up again. So I shouldn't lose more than 200 if we get a bad case scenario. So I'm going to do that. And again, I'm entering because we have a bearish for rally gap, and I see price right here closed above it. So price closed above it, right? It's a bearish for rally gap. It gets closed above, and we have a data high at the top. Now, is there any place here to move stop to break even? No, because look, there's no internal high here. So I'm actually going to check the 2-minute, and I'm going to look for something else because there's nothing on the 3-minute. So I'm going to go to 2-minute. I see equal highs on the 2-minute. So I'm going to make that where I go break even. Okay, so I'm going to go to break even if that hits. So there we go. So I'm going to go to break even here. And I'm going to scale 2 contracts here because it's 20 points and it was equal highs. Okay. Right. And I'm going to put the rest of the limit up here. Okay. So I'm going to do sell 2 here. And I'm going to click this X in my stop order. And I'm going to change this very quickly to 2 contracts. So create an order, sell, stop, change that number to 2. Okay. So now we're targeting the data highs. All right. And you can see that I saw a break even. Now, if this stop at break even hits, my guess is based off statistics that should save me because I'm guessing if we go hit these equal highs, then go down again, we're probably going to stop me out anyways. So, yeah. So I scaled 2 for about 1 hour. Okay. Give or take. It was about 1 hour to the equal highs. I scaled actually a little more. And then my other 2 contracts will be up at these data highs. Now, for anyone new, I'm not selling anything here. Why am I not selling anything here? Just because we have a green candle. For anyone new, okay, I'm not selling anything here because we're in the middle of nowhere. Like, this is not a high. It's not a fair value gap. It's not anything. Our next liquidity pool, our next technical spot that the market should go to is this high. There's nothing else that we should really stop at here. So when I'm taking this trade, okay, again, I'm targeting that highs. There's no reason to sell here. Now I'm up 30 points here. A lot of people are like, oh my God, I'm up 30 points. I'm going to sell. I'm telling you, once you get screen time, there's no reason to sell here. Like, I'm telling you, there's no reason to sell. Okay. Now, if this comes back down to my break even, you're probably like, oh, I should have sold here. I would never sell here. There's just no point. This is in the middle of nowhere. Okay. So it's just, I'm just being honest and just saying, like, there's no reason to sell there. So again, you can see the entries on the candle close of the 3-minute. I obviously should enter it on, oh, no, that entry is fine. So the entry is when we close above the bearish rally gap right here. And like I said, you risk, if I'm risking 200, I'm on a 50K count, which is a 50K. You risk 150 because, again, if the candle closes really bad, it could be 200. And if I risk 200 here and I'm comfortable risking 200 and the candle closes really bad, could I lose a lot more than 200 technically? Yeah, so that's why I do that. Okay, so that's how I manage my risk. Now, let's see what happens. So, again, coming down to my stop. Am I going to trail my stop up? No, because there's not really, we didn't really put in any bullish signature and price here to be like, oh, we should balance out this. So I just leave my stop at break even. If we put in like an order block or something, maybe I'd move it below the order block, but we didn't put in an order block. We didn't put in a fair, well, this is the only fair value gap, but my stop's below it anyways. So it's like, we didn't really put anything for me to trail my stop loss up. It's my stop loss at break evens below this fair value gap. So that's basically saying if this fair value gap fails, I'm going to get stop break even, which makes sense because I don't really want to see this fail. I want to see this hold. So again, I want to see this hold and let's go back up to these highs. And I know if it doesn't hold, what do you think's going to happen? Yeah, we're definitely probably going to go down much further. And if I don't get stop the break even, it's probably going to stop. It would have probably stopped me on anyways. So like, let's say we put in an order block here, this down close candle before an up move. So if we get a green candle close above this down close candle and we put in an order block here, could I trail my stop like to here? Technically 449 below the order block. Yeah, 100%. So, that would make sense because I wouldn't want to see us break this order block if we got it. Is it an order block right now? No. So I'm not going to trail my stop. But again, it's obviously whatever. Now, the one thing I always tell people is you can take a B setup. You just have to accept the risk. Let's say I'm up a lot for the day, or let's say I'm up a lot for the day. That's the only scenario I'll do this in. I'll take a B setup because it's like, okay, I'm risking 150 to 200 here. I'm up 500 for the day. I'm okay with losing the setup. Like I can risk that much. That's the only time I'll take a B setup. But obviously, I just want to show new people how my FEGs work. So that's why I took this one. Right? If it was a loss, you would have learned how to stop out. It's a win, so you're kind of learning how to manage a win right now. But you're still going to want to learn how to manage a loss. So I'm going to try to take a loss at some point, probably on purpose. But again, this is kind of how it works. So hopefully you guys are understanding this. Again, I'm trying to explain this very slowly just so new people understand. So again, this is not an OB. Okay, this is an OB question mark because I don't know if that's going to become an OB. If it does, then I'll probably move up my stop. I'll probably move up my stop to like here because I know damn well if this order block breaks, we're 100% going to here. I know it. So I'm going to get stop the breaking in anyways. Again, could you have long this 1 minute fair value gap? Yes or no? Yeah. Yeah. If you accepted the risk, that's all trading is. Like if you accept the risk, you can long that. I don't care. You just gotta accept the risk. That's all trading is. So looks like we will put in a 2 minute order block. So I probably will move. So I'm gonna keep the stop here now because again, here's the low of the order block. I know for a fact that if we hit this sell stop here, we're definitely going to hit it right here. So my stop is now 7 points in profit rather than just break even, right? So, and I'm actually, yeah, I'll probably leave these two here. Never mind. Yeah, so some people, what they might do is, let's say ES and NQ are really uncorrelated right now, which they aren't really, but let's say we're consolidating, prices moving really slow. I could take another one off here if I think that, but I don't think this is terrible. So I'm just going to hold the rest of the two to the data high. Again, is there any reason to sell here? Is there any resistance or any speed bumps to the left here? No. So why the hell would I sell here? That used to be my problem. I used to text my friend DC. I'm like, I just sold here. He's like, dude, where are you selling? There's literally in the middle of nowhere. It's like, It's like a train station. Here's the next stop, right? This is a train station. There's no train station here to stop at. There's just nothing. There's nowhere to stop. There's no resistance. So we should go to this high, right? If I'm on a train, the train station goes from here to here. There's no other stops here. Maybe if there's equal highs, but there's not. There's just no other stops. So kind of came in a tick. Let me just make sure. And yeah, NQ didn't hit that. So just making sure. So yeah. So could I move my stop up further here? Probably. I'll probably just move it to here, but this should theoretically hit. Okay, so there's the TP. So that was about how many points was that? 42. That was about 50-point trade right there. TP hit perfectly. It did not hit an NQ, so rip. Was this eval? Well, technically it was an eval trade, but this is my funded. Again, I'm just willing to accept the risk on a funded. I just say it's eval. I don't really. It's just when I'm not copy trading a funded. If I'm copy trading a funded, that's like a live count to me. But if I'm not copy trading a funded, I don't really care. Yeah, but I'm not copy trading it, and a funded is like a demo account to me. I'm not gonna lie. Like a funded account feels like a demo account to me. It feels fake because I just have a lot of them. So nice trade there. So hopefully all the new people kind of determine, okay, here's how to calculate risk. Here's how to do all this. And again, that was a B setup. Is that a setup that we've seen fail before? 100%. Is that a setup we've seen work before? 100%. Is that a setup you're willing to take your risk your money on? 150, $200. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. So it just depends per person. So decent setup there. I definitely would have given that a higher rating if there was an SMT down here. Like if this was an SMT, I would have probably given that B plus A minus. But I don't think there's an SMT here. So if you took that, just share your execution. So for the new people, look at Gil Hermes' executions. So he copied me word for word, bar for bar. So he's a signal bot, but that's how your execution should look like. Exactly like his. No, I'm just kidding. So Gil Hermes actually doesn't copy me. He's probably one of the best traders in here. Well, from what I've seen. I don't know if he shows you don't trade your losses, do you? I don't think he shares his losses, but his wins look pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie. So how do you get a payout? Well, you just gotta repeat what I just did like 30 times. So that's how you become profitable. You just repeat this thousands of times, what I just did. Whether it's a win or loss, most of the time, what I just did, I mean, theoretically, if it's a good setup, it should be a win. But if you repeat that hundreds and thousands of times, that's how you become profitable. Exactly what I just did. So see how easy trading is? We calculate our risk. We got 4 contracts. You know. Now, this is probably going to be the only time I actually execute on the screen this week and the next 2 weeks and the next 3 weeks. I usually don't execute on the screen because that's like very highly legal. So I tried to say stuff like just things that wouldn't get me in trouble, like, oh, this is an educational alert, whatever, just so I don't get in trouble. But usually I do not execute on the screen like this. I'll usually just be like, oh, it's an A plus setup, I'll try it. But sometimes I don't say I'm gonna try it, and I still do try it. It just depends. Lambo, I would say nice job, but it looks like you're revenge traded there. I'm not gonna lie. Like halfway through that, that definitely looks like a revenge trade. Ugh. So type 1 if you're new and you have no idea what just happened. Okay, Jonah, are you being serious or are you trolling? Simon, you've been here before. Okay, well, again, do you understand what a fair value gap is? That's the first question. Okay, so do you see how this 3-minute fair value gap, it was a singular gap, there wasn't any around it. See how it got closed above? See how the candle closed above it? All right. See that? See how the candle body closed above? Okay, that's why I entered, because that broke. And there's data highs above. So that was kind of the idea behind that. Close above, we data highs above. I'm gonna, whether we go to this liquidity pool or not, I'm gonna risk 150. If it stops me out, it stops me out. If it wins, it wins. But I was willing to accept the risk to show you guys that education alert. Right. If I didn't want to accept the risk there, then I'd just be like, people think it's the end of the world when you lose. I was accepting the risk solely to show you guys an educational trade. And I think it was worth it, because I think if, here's my reasoning on that trade. I think if we stopped out, it would have taught you how to stop out. And if it was a win, it would have taught you how to manage your position as a win. But even if that was a loss, it still would have taught you something. So I was like, okay, I'll risk this and just kind of show you guys. So, yeah. Uh, Rate those executions. Screen time's all I'm gonna say. So, all right, look at this. So we just kind of left relative equal highs up there. My TP got hit in MNQ at the tippy top, so I got really lucky. So here's another example. We have a bearish gap here. If we got a nice close above this gap, it'd be the same thing. You'd long somewhere where it closes, and then again TP back at the highs. Is this a long setup right now though? No, it's not. Okay, just because I have this mark does not mean you're longing it. I'm just saying if we got like a big momentum candle back up and close above, this would technically be a good setup. And I'd actually give this one probably an A setup, because it just looks extremely obvious and there's equal highs up here now, but that's just my opinion. But again, very weird dump. Wait a minute. We did have an SMT. So it looks like we actually did have a big SMT. Damn. So YM actually already hit the data lows, which I did not notice. And we actually did have a giant SMT. So you can see NQ now hit the lows, YM did. So that setup I probably just took was probably a minus, just because of SMT, which I did not see. So, but none of them hit the data highs, which is interesting. If there's liquidity, tasty. I'll weigh them both in my head based on where price is really trying to show me where to go. Like if I see data highs and data lows and we have momentum to the data highs, well then I'll be like, oh, we'll probably go to the data highs first. I mean, like I said, gun to my head earlier, I figured we would go to the data highs first, because why? Because we're at all-time highs and you're bullish until proven not bullish. So that was kind of what I was thinking earlier. Very funny, Wado. I'll look at the 1 minute because there's equal highs up here, right? So I don't really need to wait for the 2 minute. I would probably figure we're gonna hit these at the 1 minute inverse because, um, because there's equal highs here. So from a liquidity standpoint, um, it would just make sense for these to hit whether the 2 minute or the 1 minute inverse or not. Hopefully that makes sense. Like even you could probably jump in on the 30-second because again, I know that regardless of this IFEG, we should do this because these are equal highs. The IFEG is just like the entry. So yeah, I'm recording this. No, I trade mostly on like whatever time frame looks the most obvious. The 1 minute looks the most obvious here to me. Is there an IFEG in the 3 minute here? No, there's not. So I'm not going to use the 3 minute. I'm going to use the 1 or the 30-second because again, this is one of scenarios where like, oh, there's equal highs up here. This should probably go up regardless of if there's an IFEG to the left or not, but the IFEG would just be the confirmation. So there's the 30-second close. Again, we just want to see a 1 minute close really here. Oh, the 3 minute to the downside? Yeah, but so why does this 3 minute to the downside not make sense? Yeah, because there's equal highs, so it just wouldn't make sense to take that. Again, and even if this worked, would I care? Would I care if this worked? Okay, well, the answer is no, because again, there's equal highs above here. Would I ever short this with equal highs above? No, I wouldn't. It doesn't make sense. So you can see the 1 minute closed above. So I'd expect at least this to hit. Again, I'm not in this or anything. I'll show you guys if I get in, but again, this is just another setup you should be watching. Two minutes still is not closed above, but like I said, it doesn't really mean anything because if these IFEGs weren't here, from a liquidity standpoint, I mean, these are equal highs. So 8 times out of 10, these are going to be a strong draw or strong magnet. And again, if you are in, this would be the stop to break even here. Again, this would be the stop to break even because I know if I'm right about this working for long here, when we hit this, we should really not slow down. So I know if price hits this high and then we go back down here again, probably not a great sign. So if we got this order block, that would be pretty good. Let's see if we can get this order block. Okay, so order block there. So I want to see this OB hold the support now. Again, it's a pretty solid OB, and we are in a macro time. So this should really not stop here because it's 9:53. This should really be ran in the next like couple minutes just because it is a macro time. If it wasn't a macro time, I probably wouldn't be saying that, but it's a macro time, so it's a time where price is going to run the draw on liquidity, which is going to be this high. So, and that's just because it's 9:53. Again, time and price means everything. A macro time is a time that price should run the draw on liquidity. So 9:50 to 10:10 is a macro time, and because it is the macro time here, then this should be ran. So again, pretty good reaction. So you can see how the OB kind of accelerated us there, just because that was, again, very, very solid OB. Very nice body there. It's 9:54 again. I want to see this ran in the next couple minutes. Now, what happens if, I don't think this is gonna happen, but if we have a draw on liquidity during the macro time and it's not run during the macro time, that's when price can really start getting horrible. Price will start dropping around after that because it'll wait for the next macro time. So really don't want to see that, but the next macro time is 10:50 to 11:10. And bang, there it is. So again, you can see I pretty much called the curve perfectly. I rated this an A setup. Why did I rate this an A setup? Just because it was just super obvious. Usually, again, I know there's data lows below, but that's just really obvious. So again, pretty textbook right there. So now what I'm watching for is, again, and did I need to take that trade? No, because I took my one trade for the day. You don't have to take 5 million trades a day to be profitable. But again, it was still a pretty good setup. And again, even without the IFVGs there, I still said, right, we still should go up. The IFVG is just a confirmation that we're going to go up, if that makes sense. So how many people are new here and have no idea what just happened? Then don't, just type 1 if you have no idea what just happened. Do not troll, please. Okay, Fed Girls, Nick Bates, you have no, so again, this is a bearish fair value gap. If you go back in the recording, I said this is going to be an A setup because we have equal highs now. And I kind of said, if this is inverse like this, I'd be a good setup. So when this closes above this bearish fair value gap, we're looking for these highs hit because a bunch of ICT traders are going to try to short this, okay? And I know when that's broken, all these guys are going to get stopped out, and we're going to go the opposite direction to where opposing liquidity is, which would be these equal highs, because a lot of retail traders are like, oh, double bottom or double top, supply zone, So again, that's why I rated that setup so good. Now, would I have rated an A setup if there weren't equal highs there? Yeah, probably not because the data lows. But because we left equal highs there and we're at all-time highs, I figured that'd be a pretty good setup. So, again, here's kind of the play. So, all right. So I tell you guys 2 entries live time. How many people took that? Type 1. All right. Again, I'm trying to teach you this live time. This is not hindsight. Okay. Very clear, called out, rated, equal highs. So, yeah. Again, I know it can be overwhelming for people that are new and just have no idea what's going on. Like, I can put myself in your shoes where if I join my stream and I was just showing these lines of boxes, like, I could see myself being like, what is he drawing? Like, I get it, but make sure to watch on YouTube. It's going to take a little bit to understand. Now, something interesting, and this is for a lot of people who really want to, who are coming in here, and there's probably people in here who join my premium and they already kind of have their own system, but they're kind of been like, oh, maybe I could use. I'll answer the other questions in a second. Give me a second. But they're probably like, oh, maybe I could add IFGs to my confluences, whatever it may be. For those people who really want to dive deeper and just their brain can handle a ton of different things, which I don't really try to do, but for those people, just so you guys know, like, this was technically the IFG play, but were we already expecting us to go higher, not based off the IFG? Yes or no? And yes, honestly, yes, Justin, because we just hit data highs and we've data lows below, so I would say yes. Yes, because equal highs. Are we going to enter, though, before it's inversed? So you guys are saying no, but there are people in here who will enter that because of the SMT and because, oh, equal highs above. And that's just because of years of experience. But the problem with that is you don't really know what the stop loss is. But here's the risk reward here. Here's the risk reward here. So you could have gotten a little better RR if you entered off that OB, put a stop on OB. So do you see how there's multiple different entry models and multiple, like, and again, this is for people who really want to dive deeper into, okay, how can I get better RR? Like, you could have entered off when that OB was formed, technically, and put a stop. Like, you could have put a stop at like the low of that OB and really made your R high, because I know that the candle's probably not going to break. But hopefully that makes sense. Okay, let me answer these questions real quick. So how many people join premium and they're like, oh, this kid probably has no idea what he's talking about. Like, I'm just gonna join just for fun. So clearly you can see I know the market very well. Again, I'm not trying to brag, but um, again, I guarantee you, like 99% of other people who join have no idea what they're talking about. Nah, I'm not doing that. And again, I'm trying to be as professional as possible. I know there's a lot of new people in here. Sometimes I can get a little off topic, but you can okay, let me answer all these questions now. Okay, if you added all funded to a group on Tradeify, then if you execute on TradingView, well, there's ways to do that, yeah, but you have to buy something. It's like a totally different thing. Do you think we will get a once for life to data lows? I don't know. I'm just gonna play what I see, but we definitely could. Like if this inversed. Um, yeah, that's not my model of luck. I use IFGs, as you can tell, but that entry's fine if you're bullish. But again, not my model, as I said. Small fry, I don't mind this. Technically, this was one setter for life, but it wasn't true one setter for life because we had data lows below. Took it, but de-risked because data lows. Is that against your rules? Not against the rules, but it does make sense to de-risk, so that was fine. Lewis said instead of putting a TP here, could you just raise your stop loss after we go above the dead highs? Yes, you could theoretically. Like I could maybe trim my stop below this for rally gap now, so my take profit would technically be here and not the data highs. But I don't know. I don't really tend to do that. It's just you as a trader can figure out if you want to do that or not. Rivat, I take off all data highs because I have no idea where we're going to go now. I don't have any conviction in us going anywhere else today because we hit the data highs. I don't know where we're going to go. So instead of putting TPN equal highs, couldn't make sense because just let it run and raise stop loss. Did I just answer that? You guys are forgetting there was an SMT at the bottom, so that was not bad. This hindsight, oh. Now highs have been swept. Do we look for a short? Yes, you could look for a short, but remember we're at all-time highs. So the short, it's not as easy to get a short here as if we were like ranging. What did I rated the last play an A setup? And I rated this one a B setup. Yeah, like Nakrish says, he remembers when I first started, it was like speaking a different language, but now when DD pitches his voice, I know what he's thinking. 1 minute short incoming. Yeah. Yeah, I only focus on NQ. I will look at ES sometimes. So, again, for anyone new, we have a bullish for value gap here. If this gets closed below, you short, okay, and your stop, the break even goes here. Now it's not invalid anymore, so never mind. But that would have been a pretty decent short in my opinion because that was kind of like a deathy candle. So it's not valid anymore because we obviously we hit the internal low at the same time as we closed below this, so it just doesn't make sense to take anymore because if I'm wrong, we're going to bounce off this and you're just going to get completely destroyed here. So okay, dude, you're the go. I've struggled to find consistency. I have had red trades, but not days. Yeah, I don't really have a lot of red days. I'm not gonna lie. Your free education is golden. Yeah, I agree. Thank you for talking all the way through the trains. It's so good to see you. Yep. Nice, Olago. You are actually in the top 0.05% of traders? I am not, but thank you. A lot of the top 1% of traders are what? What do you think top 1% traders do? Yeah, they're all swing traders. So all top 1% of traders are probably swing traders. So or they're algos. I'm not in the top 1%. There's no way. Or senators, yeah. But they all swing trade stuff like Nancy Pelosi, the video. I mean, her someone started a portfolio copying her and it's up 100%. It's crazy in the last like year. Okay, I gotta keep answering questions. Bitcoin one setup for life at TP. Not yet. Oh my! See, look at this. Look, same signature and price right here, except this would have been a break-even trade, unless it hit on some other shit I don't know about. I bet you it could have hit on like it probably hit on something. This is why I hate crypto. Yeah, wait, did it hit here? Yeah, hit here. Yeah, this is just I don't even know. It hit here, so I guess it worked. Let's go. Did not hit here though. On that play, then I moved out the break even there, and I moved under the OB. Yeah, that's fine, Joe. Should you long or short? You're gonna full port a. I would full port short this if you're gonna YOLO something. Uh, I would have said short here, but I would full port short this, and I guess target like here. I don't know how many points you need, but if I had to say something, that's what I would say. Obviously, when we were going down, can I ask why you didn't switch your buys to bearish? Just because we're at all-time highs. I'm bullish until proven otherwise. So we're at all-time highs. I'm not going to try to do that. We just hit that high. Can there be another one set up for life? Yeah, there could be a one set up for life to the lows now. I mean, technically this is it, but I'm glad to hear that, Lee. Are OB entries only determined by the bodies, not the wicks? Yeah, I only use the bodies for OB entries. That's what I do. We close below. Dude, I got a lot to catch up on. Yeah, only pain. That's going to happen once. That's not going to happen to you again. In the 1 minute IPG trade, what will be the stop loss to break even? For this is not valid entry, but it would have been this low if we got it. If we closed like right here, it would have been this low. Yeah, dude, I have so many questions. A plus short. Yes, this was an A plus short. It just wasn't valid. What if ES doesn't hit the data high? Then that's an SMT. Even better. Yeah, that was one of the signs, LO. And then 1 minute IVD trade, what will the stop loss to break even? Because 30-second also went burst. PJ, I'd probably base it off the 1 minute there because that was the most obvious. I'm not going to lie. That's definitely subjective and a hard question to answer, though. That will take experience. Also, notice what time reversed, 10 o'clock. Nice to point out, small fry. Who's in that full, or who's the guy who messaged me about the full port play? Oh wait, I have so many more questions. Question: I have to look at the higher time frame for every rally. I get like 15-minute or hourly, but then the lower time frames are already inversing. I only use a 15-minute and above for bias. I use 5 and below for entries. Thanks, Court. Okay, I'm going back to the bottom. Okay, up 1 hour probably fight. Yeah, you should probably call it a day. I have strategy trauma. I know where we are going for take profit, but I always paper hand the target. This is the first time in so long I've been consistent and have been doing well with incoming payouts. I know the strat works, but I can't find the way. I can't find the way to fold TP. I read your psychology thing you sent out too. I mean, like I said, I told you earlier in that play, I'm like, there's no reason to sell there because it's like we're going from a train station. There's no train stations here to stop at. Okay, and there's no reason to sell. That's kind of, I think about that in my head all the time. And that combined with 3 years of experience, seeing these hit over and over and over and over and over again, make me hold. I don't sell short because I know it's going to work a lot of times because of my experience. So again, just know that train station analogy is good and just screen time. Why do I hate crypto? No reason. Yes, KG. Very nice, Jack. Um, too low to short. Technically no, but we're at all-time highs, so shorts are just really risky in my opinion. But again, it doesn't. I'm done for the day, so it doesn't really affect me in any way. If you took that little. Okay, I'm back at the bottom finally. All right. That was hard to go through. A directional OB, like this would be like a directional OB because did this OB really take out a low before it was formed? Can I rate the 30-second short? 30-second short here was really good, but would have been a break-even trade because we made a new internal low and hit it. Because again, we closed below, made a low in the 30-second, and then we re-hit that low, so I would have gone a break-even here. This 1 minute long probably be set up just because we're not really delivering from anywhere, but price would likely hit this for a rally gap. Yeah, if I ever lose 2 trades in a row, I stop. But I'm really trying to hone in on taking like 1 setup per day lately. I think it helps the better. Is there an SMT here? Whenever we're delivering off like the middle of nowhere, I'm always like thinking there's an SMT. Yeah, there is. Damn. But ES still didn't hit those out of lows. Not surprised, but how does it feel to be back from the cruise? Good. Does a wick count as an SMT? If it's a swing low, then yes. So this 1 minute did this just inverse? Yeah, this just inverse, so not really a good sign. We're not in a macro time or anything, so I'm not really interested in anything here. And there's still a bearish SMT at the top. I wouldn't really trust this to the long side because of the SMT, and ES came pretty close to these data lows and didn't hit them. So I really wouldn't trust any inverse to the long side right now, in my opinion, but that's just me. And we have a bearish SMT here. Sorry, here. Again, really everything I'm saying right now doesn't matter because I'm done for the day. This is just where I'm just tape reading, so. Some 1.5. That hit. Um, we'll see if this turns into like a bearish or a bullish gap or something, maybe. See, this isn't obvious enough. Now, if this inverses, this is like almost guaranteed to work if this inverses to the upside. The reason I say that is because it's like a failure to hit these data lows here. And I mean, just from screen time, I know we're going to go hit the high at this inverses because that's just not something you want to see. So I know if it happens, it's going to happen. It's going to hit the high. Five-minute inverse. Yeah, so there's a 5-minute inverse here, but like I said, shorting all-time highs is kind of risky. And also longing here is kind of risky because of SMT. And we again, I don't really see a liquidity pool I like. The reason why the trades I called out earlier both worked was because we had good liquidity pools. We had a data high and we had equal highs. We have neither of those in this situation, so I don't really know. I mean, we just have a data low, but nothing's really. I feel like we would have rejected by now. Sorry, I'm just doing something on the side right now. Uh, TJF still applies at all-time highs, yes, but notice how I didn't really care about TJF at all, and I just kind of played what I saw today. I didn't really try to make any predictions. So uh, TJF, I kind of talked about it earlier. It's basically where if we expand a week on the weekly time frame, we'll retrace back to like the 0.30 of the candle on Friday. So right here. But the problem is Thursday actually didn't count as a daily candle, so I don't know if it really applies. All right, can everyone please go fill out this form real quick? What about that low? Again, I still have that noted, but it doesn't really look like the market wants to go to it right now. Do I ever trade PM session? Sometimes. Not really though. Yeah, I'm telling you, dude, if this inverses, there's no way we don't go back to the high because we're at all-time highs. And we're delivering off of bullish SMT too. Unremorseful. No, it doesn't. PB trading. They're great traders. I was in their Discord for a month or two, but they don't answer questions or break down the chart like you do. Yeah, they're more of a signal service. I don't really like that. A lot of those guys, if they didn't have them, if they didn't have PB and Blake, they would be unprofitable. But you guys don't really need me. A lot of you don't need me anymore. I could just say a word and you'll know. Well, PB's Discord, it's all signal. It's just signal. Everyone in there's chat's a signal bot. They would be unprofitable without them. I know it. Or 90% of them probably would. But there's been, I'll literally be out the chart and I'll come back. I'll see an A plus setup and like everyone's like already in it. I'm like, oh, nice. Being a bit choppy here. So the old me, like the old me would have called this a 2022 model to the downside just because yeah, I can't really explain, but I don't know if it is or not. And it does it really matter? No, because that's just not how I trade at all. Yeah, PB watched my videos. Same with Blake. I'm guessing. I know PB did, so I'm assuming Blake did. Also, PV shouted me out in a TikTok like probably 6 months ago. Someone asked him about a strategy, and he goes, "Yeah, use IFGs. It's IG's DD strategy or whatever." Matt, I'll usually trade MNQ on when I copy trade. Ninja Revat. Do I journal? Nah, not really. I used to all the time, but my brain is like just I don't know. I know from my checklist guide like I don't really need to journal anymore because I like have information stored on like good versus bad setups in my brain. Well, Peter, the setup that you should have taken was this one right here, not the first one. This was just a B setup, and I was willing to risk and take a loss on that one, but it obviously wasn't a loss. But this is the setup you should have taken, but I didn't really need to take it. And yeah, I would have posted the setup if it was lost. If I ever take a losing setup, I always post it. Or most of the time I do. Hydra never posts losing setups. But Yeah, if it's a loss, I'll usually like say, "Oh, I took this loss, whatever." So that's just completely false. But again, this setup didn't matter. It was this setup that everyone should have taken. The second one. Yeah, I'll check gold in a second. Did you guys fill out the survey feedback form? Why didn't I take my funded? I did. I just say eval because, or for this one I did because it just it's everyone's in their own different circumstance and has their own risk and has their own accounts they want to trade. It just depends on what they're comfortable with. So, and I don't want to get in trouble for calling this a live trade. I mean, it's very illegal. So, how do I know where to put my stop? It's a close back up below or above the IPG. So if we inverse an IPG and then inverse it back, then I stop out. All right, I'm gonna go look at 1008 setup. $10.08 to the downside. I think this was a good setup. Yeah, I think this was a good setup, but I probably would have stopped the break even if I took it because just from like years of experience, I know by the time we get down here, we really shouldn't retrace back up here because to me this looks like a breakaway gap, and I don't really know why it's a breakaway gap. I just know it's a breakaway gap, and that's just something if I could teach it, I would, but I really wouldn't want us to go back up there. So I probably would have had my south break even, and I still think it was a good setup. It just didn't work, probably because we're at all-time highs. So not really a bad loss in my opinion. Yeah, I think that was fine, Joe. Uh, no, do not buy my premium if you only trade gold. I'm gonna be honest. I would honestly cancel it right now, or cancel your free trial. I barely check gold. I think gold's just horrible. I've been waiting for 50% retracement on gold for like forever, like for months, and we just are not getting it. So, I do not like gold. No, there's a long setup here in gold. See, this is fire. Look at how good this long setup is right here. Delivery out of this, bro. We're totally taking this. This should definitely work. Okay, why is not instant order placements? So this one, it's a IVG here and a delivery out of another fair value I got, and then you just target the high again. Very, very good setup. Why don't I buy in the retrace? Because half the time it doesn't retrace, and I never get on the trade. If I saw this in NQ right now, I'd be all in. 1 minute N and Q. So the 1 minute did inverse here. Not a great close though, I'm not gonna lie. But it definitely, well, the 2 minute really good close. Again, definitely pretty bullish. Only issue is this RR is absolutely horrendous. It's like 0.75. Because again, what's the problem with targeting past this high? Yeah, I just traded NQ. What's the problem with targeting past this high? Yeah, there's not really a target. So it's like you have no, your brain like just is emotional because it's like, where do I even hold to? So I don't really like this setup. I'm just saying like, because this inverse is, it's likely to go higher. Again, it's just a tape rate at this point. Stop loss is massive. The only two plays I really liked was this one and this long and then this short right here. But was this short ever failed? No, it was not. But it definitely would have been like a really good setup if it was. This one wasn't bad, but knowing that you could have got in earlier if it gave the entry just means like, oh, you're kind of chasing here. But this one and this one, best setups today. I don't really like this one as much because, like I said, too big of stop loss, not enough RR, and we're just so high. So 30-second short. Yes, this 30-second short looks much, much better. Much better here. This is definitely A plus in my opinion. The reason why I give this A plus is because we've swept this high. We had another manipulation leg, and we've still respecting this for a rally gap here, and we have LRLR to the downside. So my brain instantly sees this liquidity and all this other stuff, and we actually have real good targets here. So it's like I immediately know this is A plus, right? So really good setup there. Thanks for pointing that out. I did not see that. And I'd like probably target here, and then I don't even know, here I guess. But yeah, this looks much better because it's like, oh, here's accumulation, manipulation, whatever. And again, the long was there. I didn't like the long because again, one, too high, too big of a stop loss. So this is much better risk, and I would much rather take this loss if it were a loss. I would probably regret taking the loss if it was a long. Do I have an A plus setup for gold? Yeah, it's the same thing I teach in NQ. Everything I do is universal. So this still applies to NQ. It applies to everything I trade, anything you can trade. Liquidity sweep and a delivery from a gap is a good setup. A plus setup on anything. So thank you, Jonah. How many people got in this short? Anyone? Not Krish. I was saying my A plus setup is universal. It could be traded on everything. All right, let me go over the stream survey feedback form real quick. Okay, surprisingly, no ones. Wow, no twos either. So, 62 people said 5. Thanks for all the commentary. Thank you for not calling me a donut. Can I be your girlfriend? Sure. You get any? No. Thank you. You know, it starts off, we're between two liquidity points, but then we also start forming liquidity more to one side. That's what happens. Like, at first, it's like, we're in between two things. But then, like, we kind of start to engineer more liquidity, and there's more of a real target. You know, so. So this looks like this would have been a break even. So this one, you would have scaled half / break even, whatever. again, that's new people probably have no idea what that means, but my OG people know what that means. Um, Regarding this setup, probably just give it a B because it's inside of another gap that technically inversed up and then down again, so not the greatest price action. If this candle closes above, like, and I mean this one right here, then probably an A setup. I'm not gonna lie, because that would be really good momentum. But I don't. If we chopped above this, then probably B. So I would actually probably give this an A setup. Oh, never mind. Never mind. I was gonna say I was gonna be an A setup because just instant reversal there. But I changed my mind because the candle didn't close there. So never mind about that setup. All right. Anyways, back to story feedback form. Will the discount apply to people who have already purchased? Yes, it will. Okay, I know this is Hildago. Because Hildago's the only one who uses a bunch of 10 million exclamation points. This is really helpful. I'm making the discount prime next week. Hey, that's all good. Stream was too boring. He educated too much instead of just showing. I know this is a troll, obviously. That's funny, though. Glad to hear. Thank you. Gryffindor. It'll be a 50% discount off for 2 months. 2 months only. Thank you, man. If you're trying to be a good teacher so that we can trade independently, then I have to say you're doing a very good job. Yep. Good. I'm glad. Glad you like that. The crews definitely help. The crews helped. You're more confident calling what price to do and not two-way talk like last month or two. Bring the old confident non-defensive dodgy back. Bro, it's just because the day, man. Like, it just depends on the price action. This is not gonna always be consistent. Yeah, low key. Like, if you're on a live personal account, dude, my break even strategy will hurt you a lot, but it's gonna like make you never lose. It's so good. On the Apex trailing drawdown account, not as good, I will admit. But Firestream, a mix of professionalism, informative motivation, and roasting. Thank you. Okay, so what? Yeah, very nice. Just make sure to keep risking the same. So pretty good survey feedback today. All right. It's 10:43. Uh, this was invalid because the internal high hit the same time. No, probably no more trades today. Was 1008 a bad short? I don't think it was a bad short. Uh, I just think it was maybe a little worse than what you could have gotten here because this was already in discount. This was in premium. But the thing with this wasn't valid because we hit the internal low. I don't think it's a bad short. I think it was a good loss. If you took a loss here, if I took it, I probably would have gone south to break even. I told the dude, I'm like, he needed a full port play. I just said full port to short. It went, it went 20 points. A full port short here that goes 20 points. I mean, that could have passed an account. Would I recommend trading PM today? I don't know. I got a lot of content to catch up on, so I might try to go live PM, but we'll see. How many contracts is a full port? Well, on a 50K it's 10. On a 250K it's 27. Long on YM. Oh, gold. Who's in this gold play? Oh, gold. Almost gonna beat the take profit. Do you think I can predict OBs? Yeah, you can on not as easy on reversal, I'm not gonna lie. Now, why am I trading gold on demo just to show you guys? Well, because I would take the same signature and price if it was on Q. So even if you don't trade gold, it's still good education. So now technically this would be the break even on gold, but I'm a demo, so I don't really care. Now, a lot of you probably think this failed. Did this actually fail? Why didn't it fail? Yeah, because there's two IFGs, obviously. So there's one here and one here. And this one ended up holding. So it didn't fail, but it also wasn't the cleanest. You know, the 3 minute worked. Well, the 3 minutes going to work, probably. It's too big of a stop loss for sure. Does IFG work on Ice Spice coins? I don't know, man. Holy shit. Dude, this look at the testimonial channel. Damn. Do I have any tips for not breaking consistency rules on Apex? Uh, are you in a PA account? Oh, Hexola, you're my premium. Yo, nice job, Hexola. Have you flipped any days yet? Because you can flip 2 days. Like you can buy and sell right away, 2 days. Yeah. Come on, high. Just please hit. Boom, baby. There it is. Everyone go look at Amor's channel. He's typing. I was staying in Paris. Da, 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 da. All right. Well, good stream. Thank you all for coming. Hopefully